First off, we have cursing. Everyone loves watching the old films of Jon Gruden running up and down the sidelines. He shows emotion and fire that most coaches simply don't have. One thing you will notice though is he curses a lot. Lots of bleeps, and it's funny to me. It shows fire and passion he has for the game, and it's a part of just who he is. However, Derek Carr is not a guy who curses. He's deeply religious, and I think it will bother him if he has to be around Gruden for a long period of time. It's one of those things where it's not really a big deal, but when you have to deal with it every day, it can boil over. The best solution for this would be for Gruden to try and hold back and not use it every sentence. It will slip out, no doubt, but they'll be spending a lot of time together, so it's best to have as little tiny things as possible. Next up is leadership. Jon Gruden expects a lot out of his quarterback. He expects him to be just like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning in every way. One example is leadership. He holds his players and especially his quarterbacks accountable. He expects the quarterback to be a real leader and keep everyone else in check. He expects them to yell and make sure that everyone is doing their job. Derek Carr has become more vocal this season, but he's more of a lead by example type of player. He's been voted captain multiple times, but he doesn't really display it like Tom Brady does. He doesn't really yell at his teammates on the sideline or on the field when they mess up. I'm going to side with Gruden here. It might not be his personality, but it's something Derek Carr must do to take the next step as a quarterback. Next, we have work ethic. Jon Gruden's work ethic is legendary. He's known for being up and working at 4 a.m. or earlier. He did that even when he was working at ESPN. There's a story of Rich Gannon showing up and trying to get some work in, and nobody was there to open the door. The only light was from Jon Gruden, and he opened the door. Gruden expects his quarterback to work as hard as he does and won't take any exceptions. As for Derek Carr, he has a great work ethic. No Raiders player ever says Derek Carr doesn't work hard. However, I think Gruden will expect him to take it to a whole other level. Carr will have a full day of work even on his day off. Outside of religion and family, football has to come third. He's going to be very well prepared, but he will have to make sacrifices. He might have to spend less time with his family and focus more on football, and his work ethic will match the intensity of Jon Gruden. I think they will have to compromise on this. Derek Carr will have to work much more than he did before, but maybe not to Jon Gruden's level. I can't blame a man for being with his family, but Gruden will make Carr very well prepared. At number 4, we have footwork and technique. Jon Gruden doesn't just expect a lot of the quarterback mentally, but physically as well. He will yell at Carr for even the slightest things. Is he holding the ball with 2 hands? Is he going through the play action all the way? Is he being careless with the ball? Is he going through his throwing motion all the way through? These things are absolutely great and stuff Derek Carr needs to think about. I think this part will absolutely be beneficial for Derek Carr. Too many times last year, he got lazy with his footwork. He threw off his back foot and sometimes didn't follow through all the way. The thing is, he's so naturally gifted that he can get away with it. That will not work with Jon Gruden. Carr's footwork and throwing motion will need to be great every play, and Carr will be a better quarterback in the long run because of it. Next, we have changing the play and being a coach on the field. Like I said, Jon Gruden expects Derek Carr to know the offense as well as he does. Too many times last year, there are obvious mismatches on defensive alignments, and Carr wouldn't change the play. That won't happen this year. Derek Carr will be given 2 play calls and adjust the play depending on the defense. Derek Carr will be a direct extension of Jon Gruden. They will work together hand in hand and get the right play rather than just run a bad play against a good defense. Finally, readjusting the offense. The biggest thing will be the offense needs to be changed to fit the personnel. Gruden's offense is about getting the ball out of your hands and to your playmakers quickly. Derek Carr is arguably the Raiders' best playmaker. Jon Gruden has never had a quarterback with the ability of Derek Carr. Gruden said in his press conference he will design a playbook around Derek Carr. This is the reason Gruden came back into coaching. Carr is good at getting the ball out of his hands quick, but must be able to process the play and get the offense right. Both coach and quarterback will adjust to what they do best. But Gruden will have to compromise much more to cater to Derek Carr's strengths.